Good morning, everybody. I will be taking you through a personal journey of finding silver linings through change, resilience, and positivity, centering around kindness and compassion. So, starting with Antarctica. I've been in Namma Bengaluru all my life. And when this opportunity of going to Antarctica, being the station leader, being the medical officer, came up, I said, I should grab it. This is a change that I would really want. Something away from the usual things that I do, 5 years working with the non-governmental sector, working in underprivileged areas. I said, let me get a different perspective. So I wanted that change and went ahead and sought that change. And change my life did. Not in ways that I ever anticipated. 12 months in probably the remotest corner of the world with 16 people, 16 Indian men from different parts of India. And we wintered over there. 6 to 7 months, nothing is going to come our way. March through to November was the winter period, and there's no getting out of there, no saying, I want to go back home to Mama. And all the changes that I had anticipated in my mind, it all completely was shattered during the course of this beautiful place, staying in the midst of the most pristine bits of nature that you would ever find. So, while it was beautiful, there were a lot of challenges. This was a change that I sought. And the challenges included, wanting to hold on to home, getting homesick. We were holding on to the ship that left us and went back to the mainland, leaving us, to fend for ourselves, literally, doing scientific work, doing logistic work, maintaining the Indian scientific station. So there were 17 of us, and all of us were grappling with homesickness. Apart from this, the environment itself is very harsh there. So our food was in the form of, came in the form of containers. This is a barge operation where it's so precarious. This is food for one whole year in the containers. And we had to push aside the icebergs and make sure that our food for 1 year stays with us. Not just food, but also the risks that we faced over there. Fire is one of the biggest hazards, and all of us were always on guard because though it's very cold, it is also very dry. Everything freezes up. There is no water to put out the fire. And we had a responsibility to the environment. This is the most pristine place we can find, the last resort almost. And as per the Antarctic Treaty, we cannot discharge effluent waste the way we want to, or the way we usually do. So we had an additional responsibility to our environment as well. And in the midst of this, there was the cold, the winds, and isolation. So we had several tense moments in shifting our food and the initial period of settling down with the environment, getting, putting up with the cold, because we're not used to, even in Bangalore, to have 2 layers of clothing on us and move around. We are so used to just grabbing our bags and moving along. So there were times when we said, in Antarctica, we said, oh my God, I forgot my gloves, my hands are freezing. And blizzards coming our way, how do we put up with that? How do we make sure that things are secured such that nobody gets hurt, such that the environment is still protected, the last resort is still protected? No commercial activity allowed there, only scientific research work. And we have to protect this. We have this huge responsibility of protecting this place. Battling the cold is one thing. Then we had the darkness that set in. Gradually, as the days progressed, we found that it's getting darker and darker, and we're not really used to it. And as a result of this, what happens is mood swings. You have trouble sleeping. You don't know when to eat. You go by the clock. And the isolation is really acute then. You realize how far away from home you are, and not just you, but people beside you. And that's when a little bit of, conflicts, small irritants will flare up into big things. So sometimes we really couldn't see eye to eye. There's one thing with the environment, and there was another with the challenges that we faced with each other. And that was when I was acutely aware of my gender. And small things that flare up, like we had people saying, this is not the food that we usually eat. This is not the home food that I usually eat. I'm longing for this. And being the leader, conflict resolution was one of my primary responsibilities. And how does one take a lady leader coming from a different cultural background, a different educational background? How do they respond to it? These are perspectives that I got. The one thing as a leader, and being the only woman there, I was asking myself is, now, okay, we have these challenges. It's a brilliant place. We have these challenges. How do I find the resilience to come out of this, to make sure that the team comes out of this? For this, what we did individually as well as collectively is to look within and look around. Look around, we did look up, really. So we had absolutely stunning skies with the auroras around us, and the number of stars that I've seen, I've never seen them here. I think with Bangalore and its lights and pollution, we really can't see the stars, but we did get an opportunity to see it there. And this was one of the things that really helped us cope, helped us find our ground at a personal level and collectively. And also we had some very interesting visitors to the station, and this really helped us connect with our environment and really band together to be there for each other. When we had issues like, say, one person fell sick, everyone pitched in like never before. Everyone really banded together, and this is something that we learned from the things around us. This resilience to overcome our environmental barriers as well as our interpersonal conflicts and help resolve this, drawing from nature around us. And really it was a sort of global village, because we had the Russian and the Chinese station close by, and once there was a person who fell sick and needed treatment at the Russian station. Now the Russian doctors don't speak English. Irrespective of language, they were able to care for another person. No barriers in terms of language, no barriers in terms of country, no barriers in terms of money. There was no money exchange. And this is something that we really celebrated. This helped us cope with the challenges over there. At the same time, this is something that we bring back as well. This positivity, the ability to empathize, to be kind, to say, yes, this person is coming from a different culture. That is the element that we really carry back. There's a story of one of our expeditionists who hid 2 fresh onions. So fresh vegetables are in shortage in Antarctica. You're out for 1 year, you're wintering over, and 2 onions were hidden away behind juice cartons, because those were the last 2 onions in the month of May. Until November, you're not going to have any more fresh vegetables. As a leader, I said, come on, grow up. 2 onions and you have 6 months ahead. It's easy to yell at them. But then that element of finding the kindness and compassion and empathizing with that person made me think, okay, now where is this person really coming from? The cultural background. What is it that is really making this person so insecure as to hide away 2 onions? And give them the benefit of the doubt, saying, this was done in good faith for someone else by this person, wanting to keep aside this fresh vegetable for someone special within the station. So that helped us really cope well with the issues that we had over there. And at the same time, come back as better people collectively. And at an individual level, what did we do? We took long walks, introspected, and really went deep down to find that positivity. And coming back to India as a better person, as personally, I think I'm better because I'm kinder. I empathize with people better, more patient. I understand gender a lot better now than ever before. And the environment around us, to be in harmony with the environment and living with other people as well, to be nicer to people around. So this is what I took back, I came back with. But remember, this was a place where there were no children, there were no trees. So coming back was quite emotional, coming back to working with the children. And I'm going to relate to you a story of the children whom we work with, children with HIV, and I don't think this talk will really do justice to their incredible lives, but maybe they should be invited for a talk. Yeah. So the children with HIV who live in Snehagram, this is a home in Krishnagiri, which is fairly close by. These are children with HIV, and nobody really thought that they would survive. Their families, some of their families abandoned them, and their social circumstance was such that the family couldn't really take care of them. So these children live in a home. But these children we never thought would do well. And this place, Snehagram, really provides them the platform to build resilience. Now, change in Antarctica, I chose to want to change. But these children did not have that choice. So they had to build resilience. Snehagram helps them build resilience. And these children actually, we started off with a small 3-kilometer run for them, and we never thought that they'd really complete the run. You know, it's just a fun thing. They finished the run really strong, and they went on to continue training. They really took to running like fish to water. And they went on to train for a marathon. And 2 of the children represented India at the Children's Olympics in Netherlands. And this year, just last month, they went to the Oroville Marathon. And at the 10-kilometer run, the boys and the girls, they beat all odds. They beat the disease. They beat the virus. They beat their social circumstance, and they came first, second, and third, both the girls and the boys. So this is the incredible story of their lives. Now, at an individual level, they serve as a complete inspiration to all of us. They found the resilience, they made the change, and the positive thing is they're beating everybody else at running. And they serve as an inspiration for us all to up our levels in order to bring in that element of kindness and compassion, not just for ourselves, but also the people around us. These children encourage each other to do far, far better. So that is something that, in contrast, there is change that we can choose, and there is change that we are forced to have. Build the resilience for it and find the positivity in it. So at the end of these 2 stories, I'd just like to leave you with 3 things. That's change find the need to change and believe and build on resilience to bounce back, and add further to it with positivity, which is the central part of the positivity being kindness and compassion to yourself, people around you, and to the environment. Thank you.